Indigenous creative expressions are stories, song, and poetry. The people's connection to daily living, their connection to survival.
In one sentence, can you describe what social responsibility is?
Wow, one sentence, eh?
Social responsibility to me is
Responsibility to...
To me, social responsibility is...
Okay, I think it is...
You know, it's important for kids to learn about their culture, their identity, their history, and get a sense of who they are, where they came from.
When you live in a big city, you can easily get lost culturally because there's so many things. The city is a fast pace. I really wanted the youth to hear it from, not only from me, because I'm always telling them, like, you know, culture is important, but to actually hear it from the artist's mouth. It's the first time we got to see a live play of First Nations.
A story by Thompson Highway, and I think each play we took about 2 weeks to put together the words and the music.
For Raven Steals the Sun, we started workshopping it and rehearsing it probably 2 years ago. The story originated from up in the Yukon from Kimkik people. It's one of their stories. So we have to get permission to actually use the story.
This is one of our instruments we play.
What's your name? Miranda? Okay. Can you show us how to use this?
Got a big right arm and you real hard.
Yeah. And then we had a playwright. His name was Drew Hayden Taylor, who listened to the storyteller first and then sort of adapted it into a script form.
I like the part when he's like, Grandfather Boxes.
Which nation are you from?
First Nations. I think from Elcli.
Where?
Elcli.
Okay.
I know I was a nation. I just know my dad told me.
Haida and Cree.
A lot of the students that we interviewed, you know, really didn't know what nation they were from or what, you know, their culture. So it basically just opened doors for them to have the opportunities to do research and check and see, like, you know, where they come from, and then you know, they're eager to learn more.
Actually, we had a musician that the youth interviewed where they had a wellness conference where they talked about social responsibility.
I know it's been hard, far from your child. From others, there's no place between. And you take on the road, and you're feeling alone. But days are better than you ever see. I want you to feel good for a while, even when you're in your head. I'll do all I can to be all that I am for you till our days are through. For you till our days are through.
taking responsibility for your own actions and your own direction in life, and being true to yourself. I think everything starts with yourself.
Being responsible for my actions.
To serve your community.
Oneself and responsibility to one's community.
Understanding your roots from which you came and following your heart. Most importantly, standing up for what you believe.
Showing people that I'm not afraid of, I'm not ashamed of my culture. And then I'm a break dancer, and then I'm in a hip hop choreography class. I'm a Mishka dancer, my culture, and I sing songs. And I think a lot of youth should be into their culture more.
I was more drawn into the mainstream culture when I was growing up, but after a while, I really got myself involved with my culture, which is why I am doing the radio show with First Nations Youth.
Stand by, quiet, please.
Welcome back to our show, Awakening Dreams by Language. This is about mentorship, allowing future generation learn about traditional values and learning how to use their voice to help awakening their dreams by listening to them, giving them tools. Venue, like avenue, but venue.
Elders say that wellness is part of spirituality. Is that true?
Yes, it is. If they weren't saying it, then it wouldn't be true.
I think it's awesome, you see, young people sitting at the drum, learning their culture, learning their ways, and I think the drum, helps bring our people back together and makes them strong. It's had a drastic impact on my life, and through the teachings that were passed on to me from my peers who sing around the drum, I share that with my family and stuff. So it definitely has a direct impact on my family, on my friends and stuff. Like I've introduced the teachings that were taught to me at the drum to my friends and everybody. So I think it does have a definite positive impact on my life and the people that surround me also.
Yeah, social responsibility and being a musical artist go together very well, because a lot of songs are about what's going on in the world, what we agree with, what we don't agree with. A lot of it is information sharing as well. When people listen to my music and my group's music, they'll learn about First Nations history in Canada. They'll learn about different struggles and different triumphs that First Nations people have gone through.
When the school talked about social responsibility, First Nations people had always had social responsibility, and the elders talked about that, and the musicians talked about it, the artists talked about it. What is social responsibility?
And how does social responsibility and being a music artist go together? If so, can you explain?
Okay, well, for me, my songs are about my upbringing, how they influenced me in my life, and those influences basically encourage me to make certain decisions and that I feel are right for me. And so basically, again, taking responsibility for your own actions, regardless of what has happened in the past, and move it into a positive direction. So I feel that that's my responsibility, is to take things that are negative and to move them into a good place.
For me, it's not money, it's not value of money, it's the value of my gift, the art that I do with my hands. And for them to receive that, they have to guarantee me in writing that they'll never mass produce it or never copy it again, because it's only one copy is the main spirit.
That's the tribe I married in.
And how do you say that?
Mama Liliquala.
One of the elders came to the circle with us and talked about her lifestyle when she was a young woman.
Myself growing up, I never ever thought about the Indian ways because I grew up with all the white people mostly.
I guess I could start by saying my name is Susie. I'm from the Dene Nation. I'm a First Nation support worker where I'm a First Nation support worker, meaning I work with a lot of Aboriginal people.
Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm Ojibwe, Cree, and Dene.
Hi, my name is Kyle. I'm from the Mohawk tribe.
My name is Tara. I'm from Haida and Cree.
Ooh, and a Haida boy? Hey!
And they're all from different, like Cree, Métis, and Haida, you know. So it's really good for them to have an opportunity to learn about their culture. I think it gives them a great sense of who they are, and it's instilled value as they learn more and research more about the history.
My name is Tabasco, and sometimes this farm don't get my grandfather's Indian name.
My name is Donna Lawhurst. I'm from the Hiltzik Nation.
Hi, I'm June. I'm part Haida Cree, and that we come from Moneros and Tosh.
I'm Therese,
Sarah Nation.
I am Ojibwe and Salish, and my band is Cold Water, and
Okay. My name is Jasmine, and I'm Métis and Cree. My name is Joy.
Which nation are you from?
Well, there's some kids that really struggle with identity in terms of like they don't know which nation they're from, and they can't really identify themselves to which group or which clan they're from. So it's like they have to ask their parents.
The young people today, it's really has to come from their mom and dad. Encouraging them to learn about their culture was a big thing for me, of pride and honor. I have that today because I can stand up in the center of the Friendship Center and watch my sons and my daughters take the floor and with the regalia.
If you're strong with your roots, you can go a long way knowing your identity. It builds up your self-esteem.
I speak my native language. If I were to meet you in my village, I would say Danade, means how are you? And you would say Saustila, means I am fine, I'm okay. Donna usually goes cedar picking, and cedar gathering, and things like that, where we could actually, the kids could actually have hands-on experience. We had the choir come in, and that was really,
yeah, it was really good.
Door sounds like the room. Children's eyes are filled with red and blue. I remember the time we spent in the space, and the feeling of never leaving that place. Never mattered what they told me. The bittersweet with their sophisticated touch. Shut my eyes with lies and lullabies, but in the end could never say too much. And all I want is a home tonight. All I need is a place to lie. Oh, tonight, arms so tight. When all I want is a home tonight.
I think if we educate the youth right now, they will have something that they, there's always, your soul is always yearning for something. So I think they will have something, if we give them a glimpse of what we already experience, they will want to know what we're talking about.
Why do you think all that is important to us youth?
Social responsibility is probably important to you guys because you are becoming adults, and maybe some of the things that you'll be learning about through social responsibility will inspire you to pick particular jobs or go on different pilgrimages like Unity Ride, things like that. You will gain a lot of power in what you think and what you do through social responsibility. What you believe in will form.
We don't inherit, the land. We borrow it from our young people, and then you people are the ones who are going to be picking up the pieces of what we do. You are going to be creating the world in which I live in. You are essentially the foundation of not only my personal life and life of my family, but the life of the globe, Mother Earth.
You need to be responsible for your own actions and for your own things that you do. So that's what's important. And I hope that you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys will actually do really well and pick up the mess that we created. How about that? And make the world a better place.
Everything's so modern now. Thank you for letting me talk.
It would be great if we had, like you said, if we had more resources or more, so we could do more things like this. And hopefully, it will continue.
In one sentence, describe what social responsibility is.
In one sentence, for our children, for one sentence for them is to understand where they come from. That's one sentence.
Okay.
Who wants to know more about their culture, about their ancestors?
What is your name?
Will George.
What nation are you from?
Tsleil-Waututh Nation, Burrard Indian Band.
I'm from the Cree Nation. I'm from Saskatchewan. I come from a community called Kawakatus, better known as Poor Man's Reservation.
From the Nisga'a Nation, and Gitsan Nation from northern BC.
My name is William Bernstick. I am half Cree and half Sioux.
My traditional name is Hawakumis.
And
My English name is Calvin B.
Mohawk. Mohawk from Southern Ontario. Six Nations. Tyendinaga.
My nation. I got nervous being interviewed.
You nervous?
I got nervous.
That's 300 people.
Did you want it?
Can I do that?
Yes.
Can you ask me that again up first?
Okay. What is your nation?
My nation is the Cree Nation. I'm from originally from Alberta, and Sioux.
You're half Cree and half Sioux.
Half Cree and half Sioux, and half crazy.
Turn on you get ready. Whoa, nice. Nice.
This is for we're doing a job.
I think it's everybody's. What was the question again?
How does social responsibility and wellness go together?
Sorry, you take your phone off when you're responsible.
What does it mean to be spiritual?
Wow.
You're asking
you
the wrong
What are you getting this question from? What is it to be spiritual?
That's incredible.
I believe.
I'm really interested in this answer.
What it is to be. I'm nervous.
And I'm working on a love song too. So get a little bit of that in there too.
Hi, I was interviewing an artist. Yes. A music artist. These are the
Who's gonna watch this?
Really spiritual lifestyles, understanding who we are and what our place in this world is. And I suppose, however that applies to you, if you decide to go to a church or you decide to go to a sweat lodge or whatever it is, it's all good as long as you are true to yourself in a healthy manner and follow your heart.
That was Mercy Cho, Senior Sanalakalina, Nandu Jason. I said, I'm happy that I was able to work with you and you too, Jason.
Thank you for all your help. We got